right, cool. So I actually stopped by yesterday. I didn't get a chance to speak with you, so I kind of wanted to do this interview now because I really like the game.
Sure.
So what's your name again?
My name is Corey Hield.
And we're here at the Super Dungeon Tactics, and I really enjoy it. I'm a really huge fan of tactics games. I love that there's this emergence that's coming up. So kind of what, tell me about your role, tell me about the game.
Sure. So the game at its heart is just a classic turn-based tactics game. So much like an Advance Wars, Final Fantasy Tactics kind of feel. But we've introduced some new mechanics. So every time we make a game, we want to make something and bring something new to the industry. So with this one in particular, we wanted to make it so a turn-based tactics game still feels kind of fresh and new every round, instead of feeling like I've planned too many moves ahead. And so with this game, we have a specific dice mechanic, and what it does is allows you to alter your characters every round, and kind of have to adapt to what you have as far as options go, as abilities. So in the game, you're going to unlock heroes as you go. You start off with 2, and you're going to get up to 16 playable characters. Each of them are very unique from each other, so we're not just saying there's 3 fighters. This is a particular type of character. So my favorite's the Barbarian. She's pretty interesting in that she can do an incredible amount of damage. And then the Paladin is definitely a favorite. He's kind of that tank that goes in there and supports the team and kind of takes one for the team. So those are 2 of my favorites right now.
And so how many there's a campaign, there's a quick play. In the campaign, how many different levels are there?
Sure. So there's about 12 story missions that you can do. The story missions are going to be pretty extensive. So in the beginning, they'll start off with 1 or 2 kind of tiles, as we call them. But as you go along, they could be as many as 6 or 7 tiles. And we're going to introduce some interesting mechanics with that, where your party that you start with may not be the party you end with. You might have some new people joining you. You might have to divert your party to different things. And so we want to keep you really thinking about, what do I have to work with and where can I go with that? A strategy element all the way through the campaign. Mini missions are going to be in there as well. Those are opportunities where we can challenge the player a little bit harder sometimes because they're not required. You might also unlock some new heroes and equipment that way. And then the final type of level you can do are what we're calling bounty missions. And those are kind of random dungeon dives. And with those, the longer you go in each tile you do, it increases the amount of loot that you can get and the quality of loot. So that's kind of how you can, level up and expand yourself even more.
And so the interesting thing, in a lot of tactics game, you kind of level up your characters, and then when you get these new characters, they're such a low level that you're like, I'm never going to use them.
Right.
So in this one, it seems you have a different mechanic, it seems like. Can you explain that?
Definitely. So one of the things we want to do is allow people to experiment and try out different weapons, but also heroes. And so all the leveling is handled through your loot. So if you get a new hero or one you haven't used for a while, you can just try and equip them. There's no permadeath. You're not losing your equipment. The biggest thing that happens when you don't finish a tile is you lose that loot that you got that round. But we really want you to be able to experiment with different things and try different tactics, which kind of enhances that part of it.
And so I also saw that there was a arcade on the other side. Was that just for here, or is it actually an arcade game?
So it's one of those things. Our partners at Soda Pop Mini and Ninja Division, they've been fantastic. So they built this arcade for us to show off the game. What that does is shows off a PvP mode in the game. So we want to support that side of things, where if you want to sit down with a friend and kind of face off with each other, you can do that. And so the arcade is set up to do that. It's basically using keyboard controls, so it was a pretty easy component to add in there. So
there is a PvP version in the regular game?
That's true.
Okay.
Yep.
And then where would that be? Because I just see the campaign at Quick Play.
Sure. So what you're seeing here at Pax EAST is just kind of an early build, and so it's designed just for a simple demo. As we go along, you'll have another option in there for a PvP option. And as the game releases, we will either look at building more content into it or possibly enhancing the multiplayer component to it, because we've had some people ask for co-op as well.
So you said co-op?
That's one of the things we're entertaining after that post-release.
And when do you think, how far along in development are you? When do you think the release will be?
Sure. So the game's pretty far along. We're kind of just stitching everything together, so that's a really good feeling to be at. Right now, the plan is to launch at PAX Prime, and we'll probably be early July. You know, maybe having a couple of early access things, but at least getting it into some people's hands to be able to test and kind of stream some content for.
And it will be on Steam. It'll be on.
Right. So it'll be on Steam for PC and Mac. We'll also probably hit Steam Machine. And the storefront's up right now, so you can add it to your wish list. It's already been greenlit. And then if people are really interested in it, we have potential to hit on consoles. We've got all the dev kits in our office. So.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.